So yesterday night, I watched this video from this guy. I think his name is Dan Bolton. I usually don't like editing his videos once again, but I'll just put the picture on the screen just so you guess what I'm trying to say. But basically, I've seen this guy's videos before. I think this guy is like a 16-year-old kid now. I was 15 at the time. Sometime around last year, I made some crazy money, like $500,000 or something like that at the age of 15. Something crazy like that. So basically, did this YouTube video yesterday, where he was trying to grow a YouTube channel from basically 0 subscribers to 100,000, not even 1,000, 100,000 subscribers in 30 days, and also to make $1,000 from the same channel. So he did the video and everything. At the beginning when he started the old, first of all, it only just sounds unrealistic. 100,000 subscribers in 30 days. The fuck do you want to do that? They're not even just that, make $1,000 again. Like many people, like they do YouTube, like me for example. I've been doing YouTube since 2020, and across all my channels, none of them have 1,000 subscribers. So I'm not trying to say it's impossible, sure, but it is kind of hard. It's not getting 1,000 subscribers. It's not something that usually happens within the first month for many people, especially if you're like brand new. But it's not brand new, sure. So, anyways, this guy started the challenge. He did everything, but his own concept, like how he approached it, was he was posting shorts videos like on YouTube Shorts and all that. So eventually, the first week, second week, third week, nothing really happened. But from like the mid third week / fourth week, everything really started popping off. So eventually, he ended the challenge. He actually got the 100,000 subscribers and made the $1,000. The only thing was that it took a little longer than 30 days. I think maybe it took maybe 40 days or something, maybe 50 days max, or 40 something days. Let's say 40 something. Let's say 40 something days. But that just, I don't know, it just leads this fire inside of me, because just let's assume like 30 days ago, even though the guy is already rich, obviously, but let's just assume he was broke. 30 days ago, 40 days ago, 50 days ago, this guy was literally broke. Or like I said, he's already rich, so he's not broke. But this guy was literally broke. This guy had no channel, no subscribers, no nothing. And just within 40 days, he was able to build this thing up. And it just made me love that so much, because that's like how to make money. That's how to make, like, you don't, I realized that about myself, so many of us especially, but I think you kind of get better as time goes on and you learn it. But once you make money, you want to build your online business and everything, then you sit around and you start, thinking, oh, what should I do? Should I do drop shipping or copywriting or this or this or this, or YouTube Shorts, or own a personal brand or this? So after you kind of go through all these things in your head, like you first take months to think about it, to argue, oh, but I really like copywriting, I really like making YouTube videos, but they say copywriting is a very important skill, but dropshipping can make me money. So after you argue all these things, you now finally starts one of them. You watch some YouTube video and the influencer guy is hyping up the business model. So let's say you start SMMA. After watching Imagaji, go and start your SMMA agency, whatever. And after 2 weeks, after 4 days, after 8 days of doing this thing back to back, before it was just been research, but now you've actually started going in the weeds. You've started trying to create leads, trying to reach out to clients and all that. You realize it's very hard and it's not fun. And you also realize you don't even really enjoy it. Like, yes, it can technically make me a lot of money, but I'm reaching out to all these clients, guys I don't care about. I'm offering Facebook ads to chiropractors or whatever that I don't even know what chiropractors will be. So you after the 2 weeks, you'd abandon it, you stop doing it. So you go back to YouTube again and start looking for the next make money online video. So this time you look for the next influencer that hypes it up. This time they tell YouTube automation, just go your faceless YouTube channel, blah 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 blah. And you feel hyped again, like, yes, YouTube automation, I can do this actually, yes, it's good. So you start out to another 16 days later. That's if you even last up to 16 days. After you make the first video, you research the script, you do all these things. You also realize like it's kind of hard, like I'm making all these videos I don't even really know much about. I'll just go and do basic research and all that. I have to write all these scripts, I have to record the voiceover. Your voice is not so good to edit the video, it's kind of annoying and everything. So you realize like, I don't really like it. So you go again to your hunt, gonna look for the next one. So maybe now it's like YouTube or only a personal brand. You own your personal brand, you upload your first, 4 videos. And as usual, they all get no views and you start to get it. So you keep jumping. So basically you make no progress. Like you just do it like that, do it like that, do it like that. Then before you know, 6 months have gone by, 1 year has gone by, 2 years has gone by. In my case, 4 years have gone by. Sometimes it does get discouraging, but many times you just kind of ask yourself, like, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? Because, and part of the reason why I'm making this video is because we like to think about the follow your passion mindset and all that, which is not bad at all. But that's kind of what I'm here to kind of talk about. So should you follow your passion or no? I made a video on my previous channel before, but on that channel, I don't know if I'm going, I don't really know. Like, I should have made a previous video on it in the past, like sometime last year. So maybe I might link it, or if I don't link it, then whatever. Just gonna look for the video yourself. But I feel like you should, and you shouldn't. So you should, because many times all these entrepreneur guys, if you have watched many of their videos or you have read many of these books, they'll tell you don't follow your passion because, and it's correct what they're saying, the market doesn't care about your passion. The market gives no fuck about your passion. Just like you probably don't care about what I'm passionate about. You don't give two fucks. All you care about is, can your product or service render value to me? Can it solve my problem? And the product or service might, be in form of a video, in form of a course, in form of an ebook, in form of, your dropshipping product or whatever. Can it solve a problem? If it cannot solve a problem, it doesn't matter whether you're passionate about it or not. And if it can solve a problem as well, it doesn't matter whether you're passionate about it or you're going to make a fuck ton of money, or at least you're going to make money. So that's why I feel like you shouldn't follow your passion. But at the same time, you should, because when you follow your passion, you're just a lot more motivated to work. That's the first one. And many times people will do say, like, follow your passion could easily turn from passion to, just work in general. Like maybe before you used to enjoy painting, and you now start your business around painting and drawing, all these things. And eventually drawing will no longer feel, wholesome and fun like you're just trying to just feel like a job you have to do now. Like you have to wake up every morning and draw. So to some degree I do agree with that. But many times at the same time I kind of don't, because if you look at many of these successful guys, they say many times in the speech they give that they really just loved what they did. They genuinely loved what they did. Like they were just so passionate about it that they wanted to just wake up every day to work on it. And that's the thing again. Well, that's why I still feel like you should follow your passion, because when you're passionate about something, no matter how bad everything is going, like how much you get discouraged, you don't ever really stop. Maybe you might procrastinate on it for a while, you might slow down, but you don't ever really stop. You always come back to it. You always like do more. Like someone like Elon Musk, for example, because he was just passionate about building all these companies he was building at the time, like Tesla, SpaceX and all that. Even when everything was going south, everything was just falling apart, he still stuck to it. Like he still just did it. So that's why I feel like you should still follow your passion. But the reason why I still feel like you shouldn't is because many people that try to follow their passion, they're not really smart about it. And this is even myself included. So the first thing is like you, just like I described earlier, you sit down and be overthinking about everything. The reason why I'm saying this is not just to you, I'm also saying to myself, because this is something I do until this day. Something I want to stop doing. That's why I'm making this video. So hopefully it helps somebody else. But you just basically overthink stuff, and that's bad. That's bad, because whether, like, at the end of the day, first of all, nothing will really matter at the end. You will all die eventually. Or secondly, the thing that you're sitting down stressing about now, it's in the future. Literally give yourself maybe in the future you might, but there's a very high chance you might not. The first niche or whatever you start out with your YouTube channel, 5 years later it might not be the same thing you're uploading to. So like just sitting down there and trying to overthink everything and make it perfect is something I don't know why I tend to gravitate towards overthinking, but it's kind of like a bad trait. It's not really bad, but it is kind of bad because you're just wasting time. So first of all, you waste time trying to overthink and everything. The second thing that makes it bad again is you now don't execute. Still similar to that overthinking stuff. You don't execute. Like you just waste all this time. You're just wasting all this time. And because of that, you don't, you don't make progress. And also, when you now finally execute, you don't do it correctly. Because there's this guy I watched yesterday, I can't remember the name. Maybe I might put up his picture on the screen again. I don't like editing his videos, but I might not. So this guy, like basically he said, he was an artist or whatever, he used to do all these comedy sketches or whatever. And he was broke. You know, he made some of all this his comedy sketch on Instagram and all that. And a few of them get up to 1 million views, but nigga was still broke. So the thing now is like he needed to make money. Because whether you like it or not, as much, and that's another thing, like, if you're trying to follow your passion, like, you need to make money whether you like it or not, except you just want to be broke. If you just want to be broke, then, fair enough, that's easy to do. But 99% of people, they want to, do what they enjoy, they want to do what they're passionate about. I don't really like using that word passion, because it just sounds so wrong, like, oh, passion, as if it's only, like, you should be passionate about it, like, as if it's your favorite movie, or your favorite TV show, whatever. Like, you don't need to be passionate like that, but you just have to be really interested. That's what I like to use instead, interested. You have to be really interested in the work you're doing. What was I saying again? So whether, so it seems that you want to be both interested and you want to make money as well. Don't just want to, be broke and everything. And to do this, like, you have to find a way to monetize. So I do like the angle the guy approached it from, and this is the angle me himself, like, I've been planning of doing. But like I said, I'm going to use it as to hold me accountable, so that it's helping me to just sit down again and continue overthinking. I'll try this thoughts. You, like, when you are following your passion, basically, you monetize it around teaching. Because I remember back in 2022, so here in Nigeria, there was this long 8-month strike for most universities, so we're basically just sitting at home. So me and my other bro, was trying to, like, get a job, learn how to weave hair. Like, he went to learn how to, like, make women's hair and stuff. While I was sitting around and I was, drawing. I was drawing comics. I was drawing, trying to make YouTube videos and everything. But I was basically drawing, like, I kind of started taking drawing seriously at the time. So he came to me and he was just asking me, like, the fuck is you doing, bro? Like, why are you trying to draw that? I should actually learn, like, an actual skill. And I told him that drawing is an actual skill, and it was like, how can I make money from it? And I don't remember if I explained the whole process, but it seems that if you have an actual skill, as long as you have something that people want, that's the key right there. You have to have something people want. So very many people want to learn how to draw, even myself included. I'm not really that great at drawing, I'll just say I'm decent, average. Maybe, yeah, pretty average at drawing. I'm decent at drawing. But many people want to learn how to draw. So as long as you have a skill that many people want to learn how to do, you can make money. Like, that's, like, you now have to sell this skill, as a product or service. And depending on how important this skill is, because the more important the skill is, so something like copywriting, for example, or sales, or AI programming, something like that, those ones are very, very, like, important. A lot of people want that. So big companies are going to be willing to pay you for that. And when big companies are willing to pay you, like, you can make a lot of money. That's why if you look at the make money world in general, just the world in general, the richest people are usually people in, like, tech, business, medicine, stuff like that, because, like, people want that, people need that, there's demand for it. But those are not the only things. Like, of course you can make money from them, but you can definitely make money from almost any other niche. It's just that some niche, like, the ceiling for them is higher than others. So for the maybe medicine example, for that as an example, let's assume the medicine and the drawing. So let's say, for the drawing, let's just assume your max ceiling, after you do your max, your best, absolute best, you scale. Let's say you start making $1 million a year. So let's just assume. But let's say the medicine, you can make $10 million a year. Of course, it's just hypothetical, like, it's not very correct, but you get the point. So you have to find what people want. But it seems that many times for this your passion stuff, I'm not using that word, but for this your passion stuff, many times you already, like, their skills, that's how the guy explained it, like, their skills, backing up the. For example, now let's assume you are a musician, or, like, you know how to sing, like, you used to make your own music. So what are the skills that come with that? The first skill, is stuff like mixing and matching audio. Folks wrong with these dogs. The first skill is, like, mixing and matching audio. You have to have that as a skill, like, and many people want to learn how to do that. If you just go to YouTube and just search how to use FL Studio, any of all these, music mixing apps or whatever, even for the ones on phone, how to use BandLab, there are so many, like there's a lot of search demand for it because people want to learn how to use this thing. So that's the first skill that comes from it. The second one is like songwriting, just writing in general, because to write all these songs you have to kind of be decent at writing. Third one is like songwriting. So like just now I've already brought out 3 skills. Now let's assume you now make music videos again. The fourth one is like, you know, storytelling, because when you make the music video, you know, you're kind of telling a story, whatever. Fifth one is like, you know, cinematography, so you're making all these cinematic videos or whatever. Sixth one is just like being also like being able to perform. Like, you see what I'm trying to say, just simply, like, you see that just this your little passion thing, there are so many skills that surround it, so it seems that you can make money from 2 ways. The usual way everybody wants to make money from is just like the official way. So let's say a footballer, once again, so let's say there are 2 guys or 3 guys. Let's say there are 3 guys. So these 3 guys, they're all passionate about football. They want to be top football players. So the first guy actually goes, you know, works very, very hard, grinds like crazy, and actually like reaches the top level of being like a pro athlete. So this guy is actually like a really, really pro famous footballer. So he becomes like the next Ronaldo or Mbappe or whatever. I don't really know too much about football, soccer, whatever. I don't care. But he works really, really hard, and you know, he's able to reach that height. This guy is going to be fucking rich, obviously. So the next guy, you know, tries his best, just works just as hard as this guy, but just because of luck, you know, just because of life, I won't want to say luck, just because of life, he's just not able to reach his place, even though they equally worked as hard. Like, just because, you know, he didn't have the right connections, or was not at the right place, you know, he lived in a poorer country, like whatever. So of course, maybe he did rise up to play, like maybe for his country or whatever, or play for his state, you know, like just locally. And he will make decent money. He won't really make so much money like that, but shall make, you know, good enough to earn a living. So good enough. So there's now the 2 extremes. So this guy rose to the top, became the next like Ronaldo. This guy, you know, he's really, really good at playing the football, but just didn't really rise to the top. You know, he just maybe plays in his local country, in his city or whatever. And why this third guy is kind of the hybrid, because this guy too definitely will not rise to become the next Ronaldo. But what this guy started doing differently from the 2 of them is he started teaching people. Like, he started documenting his journey on social media. Like, hey, you know, maybe day 1 of me trying to become the next Ronaldo or whatever. And as he started, you know, getting better at his football and stuff, he started documenting his journey. And obviously, like I said earlier, as long as there's a demand, as long as people want to learn how to do something, and if you have something that people want to learn how to do, you can make money. So he started documenting and started teaching people, and he created his own, you know, after like doing documenting for a while, making YouTube videos or TikToks or whatever, he gets a decent amount of followers. Maybe he gets 5,000, 10,000 followers or subscribers, 20,000, 30, 50,000. So now there's this bunch of people that want to learn how to play football as good as him, and they are all following him because, you know, they want to learn how to play football as good as him. And he creates like a course or a community or an ebook or whatever. Let's say it's a course, just a course to everybody, and he prices it at, let's say, $100. So $100, you know, to teach you everything, all the basics about football. Then now has a higher level course again, that even though, because obviously he was not able to rise to this Ronaldo level, but 3 of them are just as good. All of them are, you know, really, really good. The only difference is that this one was able to rise to Ronaldo, while this other 2, you know, they just like they basically were still normal people. So the guy is just really, like, he's really top good. So let's say the first course he makes that $100 for everybody, you know, cheap and everything. Then now has another coaching program. This one is going to be like $2,000. So this $2,000 one is for people that are very, 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 very serious, and they want to really, really like grind to that top level. And he's going to tell them everything he has known about the industry. Maybe he might not have been able to play for Ronaldo, but maybe he might have learned a few things here and there, might have gotten connections here and there and everything. So, you know, he offers this $2,000 coaching program that, hey, I'm going to help you, you know, to rise to the top of the football chain or whatever. So these 3 people, obviously, the guy that, you know, became as recognizable as Ronaldo is going to make the most money, obviously, like nobody. I think what's Ronaldo's net worth is not like 200 million, 300 million, something crazy like that. This second guy that, you know, just became a local champion, nobody's really going to know about him. If he still makes, like, you barely make much money, but, you know, he'll make good enough money to, like, live by. And this last guy too is going to be really rich. So let's say the Ronaldo guy makes, let's say 200 million. The other guy just makes maybe 50k every year playing his football. This third guy is going to make like maybe $3 million or something like that. And you now see the difference. Like all three of them follow their passion, but this one that was not able to rise to the top was smarter about it, because as of right now, social media, or just, you know, like the internet is like the new meta, according to how they call it. Meta is most effective tactically. Like, there's just such demand for so many things online that if you just know how to do something, if you know how to do it well, to a level that people are willing to pay you for it, you can easily make a bunch of money. Like, very easily make a bunch of money. So anyways, I've gone on this massive rant, so I didn't think this video would be this long once again, but as usual, to this ends up being unnecessarily long. So how can we now, like, how does this now relate to us? You know, should you follow your passion or not? So like I said earlier, yes, I think you should follow your passion, but you want to be smart about it. So just like the football guys, you don't just want to be like, even if you are going to grind to the top, and even if you eventually become the next Ronaldo, imagine how cool it would be if Ronaldo actually had like documented vlogs of when he was training, when he was like 18 years old, you know, documented clear videos like how his life actually was. Imagine Ronaldo created like a course on how to, you know, be the best football player. Imagine how valuable it would be for many people. So but the thing is that, let's face reality, you might not really reach that Ronaldo status. That's just reality. But if you can document your journey or just teach people as you go, so many people want to learn the things you know. And the things that you feel like you might not really know anything, which is true, many times you don't really know much. But as you start to progress and start to learn, you start to get, you know stuff that people would like to know. And once you start to know stuff, especially to a decent enough level, then you can now start teaching people. When you teach people, you charge them. So you can either, and depending on, you know, like I said, how valuable the skill is, you know, the more money you can charge. It's something like, you know, maybe a coding software, whatever. Like, you are going to teach people how to make the best software in the world, you can easily charge $1,000, $5,000. If it's something like sales, you can charge $10,000, whatever. But if it's something like, you know, drawing, I don't know if anybody is willing to pay $10,000 to learn how to draw. But there are people like that. There are people that actually not really mind. But anyways, so when the summary is that you follow your passion. So let's assume you're passionate about singing, and obviously, you know, try your best to become the next Juice WRLD or Eminem, if that's what you want. But for many people, you're not going to reach that level. And many people will not become the next Juice WRLD or Eminem. But instead of just, you know, being the average local singer that is, you know, pretty damn good, but you only sing in your local club in your city, like, document your journey online, because there are many people online that want to learn how to sing. Because once last year, I literally went, you know, then I was really into singing and all that. And I searched all these videos, how to rap, and I'll be following them step by step. And I even saw many of all these guys that, you know, build businesses around it. I won't till today, I still receive marketing emails from many of them on my email lists, like, you know, people's emails I signed up to. And I don't know how much these guys are making, but definitely, I can almost guarantee that these guys are making more than $100,000 a year. More than, significantly more than. Obviously, you know, it could be less, but it's just like, it's obviously going to be more than 100K. And for most people in the world, 100K is like really good money for, let's say, 80% of the population. If you're making $100,000 anywhere in the world, for most people every year, like, that's really, really fucking good. And 100K is only like kind of small, because if you do this stuff properly and you scale it, you can make significantly more than that. So whatever the passion thing is, you know, for me right now, the one I'm really considering now is like drawing and animating again. Like, I want to get back, especially at the animating aspect. I want to really get back into it and polish up my skill, like, become good. Because right now, I barely know how to animate. But when you're doing that, people are going to want to learn, because that's just how I always saw it. Because the channels I used to look up to is a channel like MSA, for example. Once again, I'll put, or let's say Glitch. Once again, I'll put your pictures on the screen if I remember. If not, I'm just gonna search it up. So all this, the MSA, they are just like a storytelling video. It's all this like teenagers story time, whatever. And these guys I've said this many times on this channel, they have about, I think, 18 or 19 million subscribers right now. Imagine 19 million. And these guys have like every video they make, they get at least a bad video, very bad video gets 2 million views. So on a really, really good video can get 10, 15, 20 million. So let's say 2 million, and imagine that 18,000 people. So let's even say just 1% of those people. Let's assume, and that's the thing that I always used to marvel me. Why is it that none of these big animation people, they don't usually come out with like a course, a community or something? They'll be selling random stuff like a toy or a diary, you know, notebook or pen or whatever. And all like these things are necessarily bad ways to monetize. They're just like, you can just make significantly more. So I don't know, maybe they have their own things they consider. Maybe it might be because of the age demographic watching. They are very young, they might not be able to buy a course, whatever, who knows. But basically, let's assume the 80 million subscribers now. 1% of that, 1% of 80 million is what? I don't even know. But let's just say, let's just assume 180,000 people. And I mean, yeah, let's say 180,000 people. I don't know. That might not be correct, but just for the sake of it. And imagine all of them buy a course. Let's assume you have a community thing that is monthly. So every month you'll be paying to learn how to animate or to learn how to be good at storytelling or whatever. And so 180,000 people. Even if I even make it $10, $1, so that's already $180,000 every month. That's if I just make it $1. But if I now make it $10, that's already like 1.8 million. If I now make it $100, that's almost like 10 million every month. So like these guys have the potential of making that, and they probably won't make that, you know, every month. Plus AdSense and sponsorships and all this other stuff. Like they are easily making more than 6 figures every month. But anyways, that's it for this long rant video. Hopefully you find it useful. And there is a part of the reason why I'm doing this is like I'm just tired of overthinking. Like I'll just sit around and be overthinking, oh, should I do this or should I like just do? Just similar to that guy's video that I said earlier. Like I feel like that's another skill you need to develop, to just have an idea and just execute. Like rather than sitting down and saying, oh, should I do this like this or let me take this way? Like just fucking do, just grind, just do. I'm talking to myself here as well. You know, and hopefully if you find it valuable, I'm talking to you too. Just do. Like when you have an idea, don't sit on it and be overthinking it. Like just act, just go. You have an idea, you know, you piece it together, it makes sense a little bit. Like just go instantly. Don't sit down. So that's weighing the benefits and the costs and everything. So anyways, that's it for now. Thanks for watching this video. See you in the next one.